Good morning, everybody. I wanted to talk about Principal Carlotta Outley. I think it's Carlotta Brown Outley, if I'm not mistaken. But, oh my goodness. So, what happened is, if you don't know, I just heard about it literally like 10 minutes ago. And there is a principal down in Houston, Texas, named Principal Outley, who wants to put a ban on parents, specifically black mothers, from coming to school dressing like a damn fool. And if you've been to elementary, middle school, or high school lately, you've already seen like some mothers show up. Y'all hit that like button. But you've seen mothers show up with the bonnets on and the scarves on, booty cheeks hanging out, leggings with holes in them. Yes, I have seen that. Shirts tied up and all your gut hanging out. Like Grinch says, good morning. Who is that? Albert. What's going on, Albert? Good morning, everybody. But when Grinch said you tucking your gut in your underwear, oh my God, when he said that, I had to bust out laughing because I have literally seen that type of thing. I'm like, what the hell is this? Anytime you have a female who puts on some pants, like light colored pants, but they're kind of thin, and I can see your hot pink or red or whatever thong or underwear under the pant, under the light color, like white pants or whatever, light gray pants, and I can see your underwear and your ass cheeks through the pants, and then you got on a damn, what is that called? Those shirts that look like it's like a bandeau top. You shouldn't be wearing a bandeau top and you got 3 kids, because you already know the deal with that stomach and you already know the deal with that back, okay? Instead of Forever 21, you got Forever Rose 21, because, that ain't no good look right there. But then you have women that show up. I literally saw a woman show up when I went to go pick up my nephew once. She had a towel on her head. I'm not lying. She had a towel on her head. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Did you just get your hair? Are you in the midst of getting your hair done? Did you just jump out the goddamn pool? What the hell? What is this? So, I digress. But good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Who we got? Leotis Brown. Hey, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Israel Ark of Yah. M. Mitch, what's going on? Poetic Kells. Albert said, yeah, that dress code should be common sense. She must have had some real strags coming at. Yeah, real strags. The woman in the thumbnail, Water Sniper, good morning. Muhammad is the one, good morning. Is the Principal Carlotta, I think her name is Carlotta Brown Outley. So I just watched the video. I was in the midst of watching the video from Tariq, and in the middle of that, Taurean posted his video. So Taurean's video is in the description box. I try to find Tariq's video. I only posted one video because Taurean's video is the one I agree with. Tariq's video, I do not agree with a lot of stuff he was saying. He was saying, oh, this is about respectability politics. It's not about respectability politics. It's about having common damn sense. You don't show up to your child's school. And he acting as if the only reason why you go to your child's school is to pick them up and drop them off in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. That's not the only reason why you go to your child's school. You also go to the child's school for PTA meetings, usually to volunteer as well. You also go to your child's school for parent-teacher conferences. You go to your child's school for different events. Now, my thing is, if you got women out here, and that was in Houston, Texas, so you got women who know how to dress when they go to the club and know how to dress when they go to church. But when it comes to looking like something, when they go pick their kids up, now, oh, they get confused. They just don't know what to do. They don't know how to dress when it comes to picking your child up or doing something that concerns your child, specifically when it concerns your boys. That's what I have a problem with. Because I've seen many a heifer show up to a school, and my mother talks about this too because she's a teacher. She's like, yeah, I seen many a wildebeest show up here, and this is my mother's words. I seen many a wildebeest show up to this damn school, looking a hot ass mess, a hot ass mess. I said, Mama, what they be looking like? She's like, oh, they look a mess, baby. They look a hot mess. They're showing up here. Their sons, I can see why their sons act the way they act because of who they got at home raising them. Ain't got no daddy at home. The mama coming up here looking a hot mess. We have a parent-teacher conference. I shouldn't have to tell you to stop clicking your nails on the desk. You know, I shouldn't tell you. I shouldn't tell you, you know, she's like, I'm in the conference, it's just me and the parent. Well, me, the parent, and the student. It's my mom, the parent, and the student. But then at some point the student leaves and it's just her and the parent. And she's like, when I'm sitting here talking to the parent one-on-one across the table, I shouldn't almost see your freaking areolas pop out your shirt. Because you decided to wear a boat neck, but you ain't got no neck. You just head, shoulders, and titties. She's like, I should not be able to see, because you decided not to wear a bra, I shouldn't be able to see your areolas through your shirt. I shouldn't be able to see them about to pop out and say hello to the world when we're having a parent-teacher conference about why your child is failing science class. Why he just cannot get right and learn the difference between solids, liquids, gas, and plasma. This little nigga don't understand the difference between ice and water. But you sitting here like a fool with your titties hanging out. You sit here in a see-through shirt you got from Dots, or a shirt you got from Rainbow that's see-through, that's really thin. You're supposed to wear camisole under that, you dummy. But you decide to wear the shirt that's see-through with a damn weird-ass design on it. Guess what? Your titties too big. The design doesn't cover your titties. Now I can see your areolas through your shirt. I don't want to see your goddamn areolas. So when it comes to Tariq talking about how, and I may take his name out of title, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. You know, it's whatever. He said what he had to say, and he gets mad. He's on there saying, oh, this is respectability politics. Nigga, you the one that wears suits when you go to have your lectures. Don't you wear suits? I've never seen you walk up on the stage with like goddamn shorts on and a polo, or shorts with a t-shirt. I've never seen that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has done lectures like that. But as far as I can tell, when he does a lecture, and I'm sure when his wife goes to his children's school, you know, let's take it away from the business side. Let's take it away from him doing lectures, because he wears suits when he does his lectures. He does suits. He wears suits and stuff. When we were at his movie review, or his movie premiere for, I think that was 1804 movie premiere out here in LA, I think he had on a t-shirt and some jeans or whatever. His wife was there. You know, they were dressed nice. You know, and I'm looking like, I know for sure his wife does not show up to their kids' school looking like the way these women normally will look when they go to these schools. I know that's not true. I know that don't happen. So he sit talking about, oh, well, I already knew from the title that the principal must be in the links or the boule. What the fuck that got to do with women knowing how to dress like they got some sense? First of all, the way you dress and the way you bring your kids to school, that kind of dress is what got you a kid and no husband. Because you were dealing with a thirsty motherfucker who only looked at you showing your titties and your ass off, and then decided, oh, I'm going to get up in them skins, bust a nut, and run the fuck off. And that's what happened to your ass. I'm not saying nothing against, you know, single mothers or whatever. There's all different kind of single mothers out here. I know that. My sister is one. I know many single mothers. But a single mother that would dress like that, now your character is in question. Your morals and convictions and the decisions you make outside of that school, when you take your child home, that's in question. Does the school have the right to question that? Hell yeah. If you don't like it, take your kid out of the school. Homeschool your child. First of all, if you come into a school at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon, dressed like you ain't got no damn sense, like you just got out the bed, clearly you're not working. Hey, hello. You ain't working. How you, or you on your way, if you on your way to work for picking your kids up, you ain't gonna be dressed like that on your way to work picking your kids up. If you just getting off work on your way to pick your kids up, you're not gonna dress like that just getting off work going to pick your kids up. Y'all see what I'm saying? If you just got off work coming straight to the school, who the hell told you to change and look like a fool going picking the kids up straight from work? Where the hell do you work? In a sandbox? In a hood rat tavern? Like, where do you freaking work? Hood rats are us? Like, what the fuck? Where do you work? Where are you going to work? Hood rats are us? Are you going to dang, like you can't even work in a bar dressed like some of the way these women dress. You got more common sense and more standards for women that work as bartenders. I have a friend who's a bartender. She would not dress the way I've seen some of these mothers dress. Taurean was absolutely right. And shout out to him if he's in the chat room. I'm not looking at my phone right now because I'm kind of like getting this out. Because Tariq was absolutely wrong. And then he said, let me open the phone lines and let people call in. One dude called in, John, he said something, but he was saying that, and I'm familiar with John, the first caller. He called in and said, this can turn into something different because, they can start switching it over into like the police and stuff like that. I understand that. And that does make sense because that's something they would do with black women. I'm saying do it across the board because I've seen white women do the same thing. But guess what? I don't give a fuck about white women right now. I'm talking about black women. White women can kill their kids. Ain't nobody say shit. So we ain't gonna talk about the white women. Let them deal with their own bullshit. Black women is the focus right now. Because even though white women act like that, and they may dress like that and wear their clothes that way and show up that way, guess what? Their sons are doing way better than black sons. White women still had a sense to put their sons in a male-dominated environment and get their sons what the type of discipline and structure they need. Black women instead can dress exactly the same way and be like, and then allow their sons to act feminine. Come on now. What's going on? I'm about to go read the chat. What's going on, Shar Willie? I've been good, Poetic Kels. How you been? I have to try to find the link, I guess, to the article or video or something. Who is this? What's going on, Kajubi? I can't read today. Sindawula Kajubi. I haven't seen you in a while. You said if you show up to your child's school in your pajamas and homely wear, you are sending the message that you are not serious and they will make your child a target. Exactly. Good morning, Asha. It's called self-respect. John Anderson, thank you so much. Exactly, Water Sniper. They need to go back to uniforms, and I think they need to go back to unisex education. That's one thing that BGS mentioned in one of the videos. I forget what it was. I think it was Black State of the Union on his channel. Unisex education. I think they do that in the Nation of Islam. Head, shoulders, and exactly. Poetic Kels. Head and shoulders and titties and areola. I don't want to see all that bullshit. You showing all that? Yeah, Tariq. Who was that? Trey D. Yeah, Tariq was saying some stuff, and I'm like, dude, you know your ass don't go to no dang lecture dressed like that. He knows that if he had to go pick up his child, like pick up his kids, for instance, his sons, they're all around the same age, they're daycare or school or something, and his wife was sick. He knows for sure he would not show up there looking a fool. He knows for sure he won't let his wife show up looking like that. I know, Gab, you're in here, you're married, you have 2 children. You would not let your wife show up, you ask her, hey, where you going? I'm going to pick the kids up. Okay, if she dressed like she ain't got no damn sense, I'm sure you're gonna be like, what you got on? She got a see-through shirt from Rainbow. Yeah, Rainbow. They got a Rainbow $5.99. I can be honest. I used to shop at Rainbow when I was like 18 years old. I didn't know no better. When I got tired of them shirts and pants and stuff ripping up, and I was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to the mall. Trey D said dirt poor black folks in Jim Crow South would still wear dresses, white gloves, and look presentable when going in the public. No excuses. I love the Houston principle. Yeah, no excuses. And he keeps going to the extreme. Tariq was going to the extreme saying you don't need to be suited and booted. You don't need to wear a 3-piece suit to go to we're not saying you need to wear a 3-piece suit to go to your child's school to pick them up or to handle business at your child's school. What we're saying is you need to make sure that you look presentable. If you can look presentable at the damn mall, you can look presentable going to your child's school. Women spend 2 hours, 3 hours getting ready to go to a club where you're not going to get anything out of that investment except a wet ass. A wet ass for several reasons. Maybe you got a wet ass because you're sweating your ass out dancing, or you got a wet ass because you was handling business in the bathroom. Okay, all right, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, or handling business in the backseat of somebody's car, a motherfucker you just met in the club, and that's why you got a wet ass. So that's the only thing you gonna get out of investment is a wet ass and a drunk ass. But you can do all that. You can spend all that time. What's going on, CRU Reality? I'm reading your comments. Y'all are hilarious. Char Willie said, not you too, Nicole. You know the black woman is queen. You gonna get it. Oh, well. And see, that's funny because, that you mentioned that, Char, because, he's trying to get money for his documentary. And I'm like, yeah, he can see. Keith Foster. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. He said, thank you, Nicole. No problem. I saw that and I was like, man, I was going to speak about something different. I got my notes. I was going to speak about when older black women sabotage your success. This goes right into that. And I think I mentioned it a couple of days ago when I posted the video about, vulnerability and how women should be vulnerable with men and stuff like that. What's going on, Think Tank? Good morning. A musty, long, smelly shirt. She turned in a ghetto mini skirt, no pants, and probably no drawers. Musty ass. Yeah, Gab, he said, you already know. What's going on, Doug? He said, I service 12 elementary schools. All I see is pajamas and bonnets. Yeah, that shit that gets on my nerves. Like, I have been to Crenshaw Baldwin Hills Plaza at the mall. And I have seen at the mall women dressed like they literally just got out the bed. Why do you have on pajama pants and a tank top? Not the pajama pants like leggings. I'm talking about pajama pants like you got puppy dogs on your pants. Like the flannel pajama pants, flip-flops, and a tank top. And your kids dressed like they're going to school. Like, why are you putting yourself out there like that? 2Triv 22211. What's going on? Jonathan Kidd, good morning. Yes, they do judge the children by how the parents are dressed. Think Tank, you stupid. He said the principal would get a Lean on Me 2020 movie. When Mr. Clark was like, you smoke crack, don't you? You wear bonnets, don't you? You wear bonnets, don't you? You got on leggings, don't you? Where your drawers at? Where your drawers? Arthur Clark, good morning. What's going on? You smoke crack, don't you? I even saw, oh my God, I saw a lady, my mom was talking about this too, and I've seen that too. She said that, I've seen this straight up. She said one of the parents came. It wasn't a parent-teacher conference, but she wanted to come and say something to one of the teachers about her son's grades, and her daughter was okay, but her son was having issues in math, and she was like, yo, Where's the math teacher? But she came in the school. In order to get into school, you got to get your kid, park your car. It's a lot going into getting to the classroom to talk to a teacher after school. You're not just going to walk up in the freaking school, because they've had too many shootings and too many issues at schools during school time and after school time. So you have to get your child in the car, park your car, in the visitor parking or something, walk over to the bus waiting area, ask one of the teachers to escort you into the school. They escort you to the office. You get a hall pass, a sticker. You put the sticker on. And if you know where the teacher's classroom is, you go. If you don't know where the teacher's classroom is, then another teacher has to escort you to that teacher's classroom. That's all before they find out if the teacher's even in the classroom. Because if the teacher has after school detention, after school, bus waiting, car waiting service they have to do, then if the teacher's not there, they're going to turn you away until you come back the next day, But if the teacher's there, because they do the call thing, intercom system, and the teacher says, yeah, I'm here in the classroom, then they said, go ahead down there. And they have a teacher escort you down the hall, or a security, the campus security, excuse me, will escort you down the hallway. So this lady came down the hallway with her son, got his book bag on. He's like a 6th grader. But my mom was like, the thing that got me was not the fact that she was asking where the math teacher was, because I was the first teacher that she saw. The fact that got me was she had all these piercings on her face, and she had a black and mild on her ear. Who the hell comes into school with a black and mild? You didn't think to look in the mirror of your car and take the black and mild off your ear? Like, what is this? Like, where are you working? Like, what, you working at a tire shop? Like, what's going on? Oh, so you working at a saloon? Like, where are you? Where they do that at? Like, you could walk into school. And my thing is, I was like, Mommy, first of all, you did all that, and you saw the black and mild. Why the lady at the office didn't see the black and mild? Why the teacher outside didn't see it? Why the teacher that took her down the hall didn't see it? She's like, I don't know. They're probably intimidated because of all them tattoos she had, because she had a lot of tattoos on her arms and her back and stuff. And I was like, wow. I mean, you couldn't take the black and mild off your ear. Number one, you couldn't like put a jacket on, or something on to cover your arms, like tattoos all on your arms and stuff. And I think that's really messed up. Poetic Hell said, no, the school don't have control over the mother's tackiness, but they do look at you tacky if you look yeah, they don't have control over how tacky a woman is, but they look at you funny because they like, wait, how you gonna be taken seriously? And that goes right back to what I was talking about the other day when it comes to like insecurity. A lot of these women are very insecure. They have low self-esteem. They want attention. But people don't take you seriously, and they don't trust you if you are insecure. You're showing signs of being insecure. Like, that's crazy. Think Tank said, here in DeKalb County. Oh, I know DeKalb County very well. He said, ATL, all over the news, someone pulled up on playground and shot 15 kids with a pellet gun off the street. Wow, that's crazy. Dang, that is crazy. Jonathan said Tariq is trying to pander to hood mentality. And I don't understand why he's trying to pander to hood mentality, because he's the same person that will say, we got to do better. If you go listen to some of his streams, he'll be like, we got to do better. And, with our kids, even when he talked about the Hart family with DeAndre Hart and the women, those 2 lesbians that killed all those children and drove down PCH and just drove off a cliff. Just drove them off a cliff and killed them. That was last year or something. I mean, even with that, he was like, it takes a lot or it doesn't take that much to take black children from black parents. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, you have to look at, then he said, at the same time of saying that, he says, oh, we got to do better, all this smoking and drinking and da-da-da. You have women that show up with the purple lips, like straight up purple lips, like clearly you've been smoking. Or not even purple lips. You have women that show up smelling like weed. And I'm like, what? What the hell? Yes, the black and mild. Think Tank said we went from video chicks on BET to IG models getting flued out, as they said. I got flued out. Oh my God. I gotta go pick up my kids, but then after that, this Saturday, ooh, girl, it's Friday. I'm gonna get my kids today. You know, they be patting their weaves. And this Saturday, girl, I'm about to get flued out. Knowing you live in Charlotte, you about to get flued out to Detroit. Where your kids gonna be at? That's real talk, though. Think Tank. Flued out. Some of these parents do need a dress code before entering the school. They can sit in their car looking crazy in the school parking lot for parking lot or drop off point. That's what I said. I was like, why they don't just stay in the car? Because most schools out here, there is a bus waiting area. I mean, most schools, there's a bus waiting area and there's a car waiting area. The bus waiting area, everybody lines up, and then you get on the bus in your line for each bus, because every bus has a number. When I was in school, it was like that. I rode the bus, so we would wait in line or wait in a group with the bus number written. It was spray painted on the ground. So your bus, you line up behind that number, and they had lines on the ground, and you line up by that number. Like they were like parking lot, parking space width. So like if you think about a parking lot, every parking space had a number on it for a bus. And the bus drove up to that parking space, and then the kids got on the bus, and then we, got in, and the bus backed up and then drove off. So that's how we do it. I remember my bus, I was in middle school, I was bus 54, because we lived way out in the boonies from the school. And the higher the number, the farther you are from the school. And bus 54 was the highest number. And so it was always at the end of the row for all the kids. But I remember even when I was younger, I remember women showing up looking crazy as hell. There were 2 girls in my middle school when I was in 8th grade. So I was 13. There was 2 girls that were twins. They were both 16 in 8th grade. So we 13. These heifers are 16. One of them already had a child, and she's in 8th grade. Her child was like 2 or something. So she had her child like when she was 6th grade. Like she was very advanced physically. She was 16, but she looked like she was an adult, and she dressed like she was an adult. We said, do you think this principal will stop any white person from getting in trouble? I think she probably will, DeAndre Fuentes, because the white women dress just as bad. The other thing is they look at who supports the school, who mentors, who volunteers, who stays after school, who comes on the weekends when they have different events and stuff. They look at that. And I think she will. I think this lady will do that. If she doesn't, then that's another story. But at the same time, you can't complain about a situation and you're not doing anything about that, about that situation. So a lot of the black mothers really have to step their game up and volunteer, like volunteering at the school. My thing is, if you're showing up at 3 o'clock to pick your child up and you just dropped them off early in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock or whatever, then that's not much time. Like, are you working? Are you working at night? Like, that is a question for me. And so I'm like, okay, one of my cousins, she wasn't working when she just had her baby. Her son was in school. She wasn't working because she just had a baby. So she was off. So that 8 weeks or so that she was off for maternity leave, she went up to the school twice a week just to volunteer her son, at the kids' school. After, this is like weeks after she had her baby, but she was like, I have to go volunteer. I gotta make myself busy. I gotta make sure he's okay because I'm not able to, always be so attentive, and his dad is not, here all the time. So that's what she was doing. She just took the extra effort to do that. Oh Lord, CRU, you need to talk to Kevin about your Kush and alcohol cologne, your Burnett's. You be putting Burnett's on your fingertips and putting on your neck. That's what you be doing. Yeah, I've seen that too. Water Sniper article about stopping black women from wearing the bonnets. Yeah, the bonnets are, I don't know. The bonnets are crazy. Like I just I can't. Y'all get the likes up. Decriminalized in this red state. I can't believe it. Stop from wearing it. Yeah, stopping from wearing a hair bonnet. And see, he was saying, well, didn't we have issues with young ladies wanting to wear their natural hair? What the hell does wearing your natural hair have to do with a hood rat mother showing up to the school wearing a mess? Like, looking a mess. How does they ain't got nothing to do with natural hair? Because most of the time they have these bonnets on, they ain't covering up their natural hair. They covering up a bunch of weave. They covering up a bunch of follicles from somebody else. And then they and on top of putting the bonnet on top of the lace front, you patting your weave. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, y'all hit the like button on the way in. Where you originally? Oh, I'm from South Carolina, think tank. Trey D said Tariq contradicted himself on this one. You absolutely cannot talk negatively and Dusty Hood behavior, then promote Dusty Hood behavior. He even has, that's a good point, Trey, because he has a video talking about Dusty Hood behavior. I think it was a picture of this dude who had a gun. He was pointing the gun down and the baby was right there. I think he has a video about that like a couple years ago called Dusty Hood behavior or something like that. And I'm like, how you gonna have that video and then turn around and say, well, Dusty Hood behavior is it's not that bad, pretty much. And what Taurean was saying was important because in his video he let the news, of course he does this where he has the news clip play. But I agree, like, shout out to her because the things that he was saying, I'm sure he said before, you can't expect any kind of respect from people when you're not coming correctly. You already know what type of environment you live in. You already know you're in a system of white supremacy. You already know you are looked at a certain way because you are a woman with children and no husband. So you need to be a humble motherfucker out here in these streets. You need to be humble. And trying to get attention and ain't that's not being humble. Yeah, DeAndre, volunteering. That's another way to be humble. Is volunteering at your kid's school, volunteering in general, giving your time and effort. And not expect anything in return. Yeah, his coverage of Nipsey Hussle was a different thing altogether because I think there was some emotion there because he knew Nipsey and everything. I'm out here in LA and a lot of stuff he was explaining is like, okay, this is conspiracy, but if you want to get views to your channel, views to your video, and I'm not saying that's what he was doing, but if you want to do that, that's how you do it. Something like this is a very serious situation. I did, talk about Nipsey. Rest in peace to him, of course, but I'm not going to put a bunch of conspiracy in there, until I drive my ass over there again and see what's up. Like, I've driven past there a couple of times and there's still, people still out there with the little vigils and stuff. They got some candles. I saw some candles out there. I drove by there, what was that? I think Wednesday afternoon. I drove down there. I took that chance and drove down Crenshaw. That bumpy ass road. But yeah, I'm not gonna put no conspiracy theory on that type of thing. The strangest thing about that whole thing with Nipsey is the aftermath, which could be contributing to before the killing because you have Chris Darden involved in it. That's the only thing I'm looking at. But back to the subject. Asha says the school I hear is not predominantly black. It's like 58% Hispanic and 40% black and other. Okay. That's good to know. That's actually, yeah. That's actually very funny because if you have a principal who's black, now she wants to make sure that the women who are coming in with their children are dressing appropriately because it seems to me that area is being gentrified. If you have almost 60% Hispanic coming to the school, and I see how Hispanic mothers dress, they don't dress much better either, but they're still classified as white a lot of times. So I look at that, I'm like, okay, this area is probably gentrified. And my thing is, if you don't like it, if you're a mother and you don't like it, okay, homeschool your kids. They probably would, DeAndre. They probably would win if they sued, because white women's voices are louder and more consistent, and they have a track record of getting what they want, getting their way, whether they do good, bad, right, or wrong. Yes, I don't know, Poetic Kells. It's like a sweaty mess when you wear a bonnet on top of weave, on top of a lace front. Okay, first of all, you got your own hair, you got your own follicles. Then you gonna put a lace front on top of that, somebody else follicles with the bleach knots and all that stuff. Then you gonna put a bonnet on top of the lace front. That's a sweaty ass mess. It's a sweaty mess. Like you have a whole pile of sweat on your head. What are you doing? And then you got women who don't be washing the bonnets. For instance, when I do my laundry, and I'm at the laundromat doing my laundry, because I have a lot of laundry when I do laundry. Like I look like this one of these little Spanish ladies with all this laundry dragging in there. And I wash everything. When I say everything, everything. Okay, if I have a scarf around my edges to keep them laid, I take the scarf off and throw it in the wash machine, which is what you should do. Like, of course, what I have on is going to be clean. I ain't taking my clothes off, but, I'm not homeless Larry. I ain't in there butt naked in the laundromat, but I will take my clothes I have on in the laundromat are clean, so I don't need to take that off. But if I have socks on, I'm like, oh, shoot, I forgot my socks. I'll take my socks off, put my socks in there, and put on some damn slides or something. But I see women in there, and if I can smell your bonnet, you messing up. Like, I shouldn't be able to smell your bonnet. That's just what it is. But Good morning, Naima. Naima Buckner, what's going on? Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Think Tank, yeah, Tariq had an overthinking brain fart, but I give him a pass and let him redeem himself with the documentary. I think that's what people were thinking in the chat room. Some people were like, I disagree. And he stopped taking calls after the couple people disagreed or had something to say, and he was just like, I ain't taking no more calls, whatever. I think he may have taken some at the end. I have to go back and finish, because it was like the last 30 minutes or so I didn't get a chance to finish. I just was watching it before I went live just now. DeAndre said, if a white person wearing a MAGA hat and a Confederate shirt comes in to get their children, what will that principal or school do? At my mom's, I don't know about the school in Houston, because that's pretty common in Texas, and it's very common in South Carolina. But my mom, at her school, the parent, if they do it the first time, they get a warning. If they do it the second time, they can't get out their car. They can't get out of their car. The third time, they can't pick up the kids no more. You have to have a list of people to pick up the children, and you're not gonna be on that list. Like, because anything that's related to like a hate crime or anything like that, it's South Carolina, so they even have stricter policies in other states. But yeah, you can't just be up there like that. And there've been times my mom was like, there's one lady that got out of the car to pick up her kids. She had a Confederate flag dress. Like, literally had on a dress that's in the colors of the Confederate flag. Like, yeah, I'm here to pick up my kids. And they were like, what the hell is this? They were like, ma'am, you can't come here wearing that. Well, I'm just picking my kids. I ain't gonna be here that long. No, you can't be up here wearing that. You need to go back and get in your car, wait for your kids to come out to you. And that was her warning. They're like, this is a warning. You do it again, you can't get out the car. And the third time is you're banned. You can't pick your kids up no more. Somebody else need to come pick up the kids, granddaddy or whatever, because you're just not gonna learn. It's sad that you have to treat parents like children, but that's what happens when you act like a child. And I think what they do also is they monitor that child, because a lot of the kids act, they've sent kids home. When it comes to the parent, they give them 3 strikes, and then you're out. When it comes to the child, they abide by a different standard, because it's written in your school contract. That's another thing. Your dress code is in your school contract. The issue with this whole thing is the parents don't want to be held accountable to what their children are held accountable to. We had a dress code policy. I remember when I was in middle school and even in high school, if a girl has shorts on, but she puts her arms to her side and the shorts are higher than her fingertips, then she has to change her shorts. And if she doesn't have shorts to change into, they send you to in-school suspension. You know, you're still at school, but you're not being seen by everybody. Because there used to be a lot of girls that would try that mess. They would have shorts that came right to their fingertips, and then they would get into school, and at lunchtime they roll their shorts up, like literally roll them up, and so, or pull them up or whatever. But then their shorts are like way up their butt, like half their butt cheeks hanging out. And they were like, no, we can't have that. So it's half of the day. You already done half the day. So they're like, okay, you spending the rest of the day at ISS. We're writing you up. You're going to ISS the rest of the day. So you miss those classes the rest of the day. You get zeros in the rest of the day for those classes. You do it again, they send your ass home. Call your mother, call whoever. And until they get here, you got to sit in the office, the main office. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't got no classes today. You going home because you just don't know how to dress. So if you have students that have to deal with that, why the parents act like they don't know what's going on? Good morning, Dre Raphael. I had to stop watching Tariq broadcast last night because he made me and my wife upset. Oh, wow. Like people and what they do overwhelmingly or not. I think this is criminalization? No, I don't think it's criminalization of black people. Black people need to learn how to fucking do the right thing and stop acting like children. I don't expect much from children because they're children. When you are an adult and you just pushed a baby out of you pushed a human being out your vagina. That ain't no small feat. I ain't never did it before, but as far as I can tell, it ain't no small feat. I've been there to see babies being born. I've been there during a C-section. That shit look like it. If you didn't have anesthesia, that shit would hurt. And it looked like a lot of work on your body because that was a lot of water and a big ass baby falling out, coming out. And I'm like, God damn, that's a huge baby. That's a lot of work on your body. You did all this work on your body, and you trying to tell me that all of that for 9 months, you risk your life to bring a child in the world, and you can't dress like you got sense when you go pick the child up from school. A child's school is their job. You're going to pick your child up from their job. I wouldn't dare if my boyfriend's car was acting up or my car was acting up or whatever, and I had to go pick him up from work. I would not dare go pick him up looking a fool, even if I ain't getting out the car. I'm not going to be dressed to the nines, but I'm going to look like I have some damn sense. I'm not going to be rolling in there looking a hot mess because I reflect on him. The parents reflect on the children and vice versa. The children reflect on the parents. It's not about criminalization. It's about black people learning simple things like dressing appropriately. Like I said earlier, if you can dress like you got sense when you go to a club, when all you going to get out of that investment is a wet ass and be drunk, a drunk ass or a wet ass, you can definitely look like you have sense when you're going to your child's school. And it's not just, like I said, it's not about just picking your child up or dropping them off. It's about what you have to do when you get out the car. Sometimes you have to go for a parent-teacher conference. Sometimes you go pick your child up and the teacher asks you, so-and-so, DeAndre has some issues today. You have a few minutes where we can talk about this and maybe we can set up a parent-teacher conference next week. You know, it's like 5 minutes of your time, but that's 5 minutes you got to be walking through the school looking like that. You got two choices. You can either walk into school looking like that, or you can say, hold on, let me pull over here and park and get yourself together and then walk into school. It's about, self-respect and not being so damn lazy. A lot of black women are I'm just going to say, lazy as hell. Yeah, that's right, Poetic Kells. They will send you home 6 inches above the knees, or they will send you home. Right. Find a lot of black women dressed in yes, I mean, see the reason why, and that's one thing. Water Sniper said it earlier. Uniforms. When you have different professions, you have a uniform you are supposed to wear. Nurses wear a uniform. You have your scrubs. And even with the scrubs, some of us just the ass, you know what I'm saying? Even that, gotta buy your scrubs a size and a half or so bigger, maybe something like that. But you got the scrubs. When you go to a mechanic shop, usually they have a uniform. They have a button down, not a button down, but a like a polo shirt with the 2 buttons or the 3 buttons, and it's collared. They got their name on the patch. It's usually a dark color like black or navy blue. They have on black Dickies or some kind of black work pants, cargo work pants or something like that, and you got on boots. That's a uniform. Walmart, they got a uniform. They might have a shirt on and pants, and they got a vest on. They are separated from everybody else. They have a uniform on. You're a mother. You are separate from the teachers. You are separate from your children. I'm not saying you're supposed to wear a uniform, your work uniform to pick your kids, but you're supposed to dress like adults. People who are adults have a specific uniform. Dress like you got some damn sense. Don't come there with your titties hanging out and half your back hanging out and half your ass hanging out when you sit down. Because you go to them schools, sometimes the elementary schools, the chairs be real small, and they have to get you a bigger chair, like for the teacher or the librarian. And even that, your ass just all hanging out on a chair, and nobody want to clean that up. Ain't nobody gonna clean up your ass sweat when you get up because you got on short pants